thought I would give you another Taoist wisdom tip. So the question is, where do stem cells originate? What's the source of a stem cell? And it's really amazing because you can see in the world how many people are interested in longevity, about staying young, about keeping their vitality. And it's no surprise, right? Because on some level, unconsciously, we're deeply afraid of death. And also, we want to enjoy this beautiful life. We want to enjoy this life as long as we can. I think there's nothing sadder than getting older and losing your vitality. And this is why there's such a huge billion-dollar industry in longevity, right? But the Taoists, they say, we're looking at the wrong place. Of course, it's wonderful if you have the financial resources to fly to somewhere like Mexico or wherever they do these stem cell injections. Go for it. Do it, right? But I'm here to tell you, you don't need to spend a lot of money. The Taoists say that the source of stem cells is something called Yuan Jing. So let me explain. The Taoist wisdom is very simple, is that the qi, or the life force, is creating everything that's physical, right? And the life force has three aspects that are completely integrated: Yuan Jing, Yuan Qi, Yuan Shen, the original energy. And all of us have access to that original source energy deep inside us. It's just that it's very subtle. Most of us are so focused on the yin and the yang expressions of that energy. But we can access Yuan Jing, which is the source of stem cells. And this is why Jesus said, if you want to enter the kingdom of heaven, you've got to be born again. What does he mean? It doesn't mean, you have to go back, or your body has to become like a child again. No, your energetic body has to reconnect back to the Yuan Jing. The Yuan Jing is what happens to you when you learn the Taoist immortality practice, called the lesser enlightenment of water and fire, or internal sexual alchemy. It's what happens when you open up a portal in your energetic body and you impregnate your energy body here in this dimension with the higher vibrational realities of the truth of who you are. And it feels like you get pregnant. It feels like something is impregnated in your lower dantian, and that is vibrating inside of you like a stem cell. It's vibrating. And it feels so alive, and it feels like it's always there. It's like you get pregnant with your higher self. And that's what Yuan Jing feels like. It feels like you get pregnant. So in this physical dimension, only women can get pregnant. I hope I'm not being, politically correct here. But from the Taoist point of view, no matter what your physical body, no matter what sex it is, no matter how you identify, you can get pregnant with your higher self. Every year for the last 3 years, and I'm going to start my 4th year, I take 12 students through a program of getting pregnant with your higher self. And honestly, there's nothing quite like it. All of my students who have been through that program, they all say, oh my God, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. I've been looking to get spiritually pregnant. How do you do it? You reverse the fire and water in your energetic body. That opens up a portal to this Yuan Jing, Yuan Qi, and Yuan Shen. And honestly, hand on my heart, this is like the most important thing you can do in your life, is to get spiritually pregnant with your higher self, okay? And it's not conceptual. It's not imagination. It's a reality. You have this vibrational living fetus inside you that is always present. And this is my mission, is to bring this awareness of the Taoist immortality practice and make them really simple and practical, because now's the time. We spend so much time on the physical, and we forget that it's the spiritual, the more subtle, that is nourishing our longevity. The more subtle is what is creating this physical dimension. So in my practice, I focus 5% on taking care of my physical body, and 95% on cultivating my qi, cultivating my energy. And most people think that if they go to a yoga class, that's enough. And of course, it's great, right? But we have to cultivate our soul. We have to cultivate the deeper dimensions. We have to cultivate those deeper spiritual realities that are so powerful, really incredibly powerful, right? So let me just give you a very small example. There's a wonderful book that's available on Amazon. It's called Dying to Be Me. And it's this beautiful Indian woman, and she had the worst stage cancer. She was in hospital. Her parents were preparing, not her parents, her family was preparing for the worst, that she was leaving, right? And she went into a deeper dimension. She understood who she really was. When she came out of that experience, after 6 weeks, a miracle, the cancer completely reversed, went into remission, right? This is the power of cultivating your deeper dimensions, right? The other mistake we make is we identify too much with linear time, okay? So we think, oh yeah, we're born, we start to develop all these difficulties and problems and stagnation, and that ends up as disease. And so then we think, oh, if we eliminate the stagnation, if we eliminate the physical stagnation, we're going to be better. Okay, and there's a certain truth to that, but only at the physical level. From the Taoist perspective, we are being created moment by moment by moment energetically. It's flowing in from our soul, ancestral patterns, soul patterns, patterns that are stored in the land. All of these patterns are flowing in moment by moment by moment. And our job is to actually dissolve those patterns, right? And so if we're only focusing on the physical as something that will actually resolve that, I believe that's a huge misjudgment, right? It doesn't mean it's not important, okay? But as I said, for me, it's 5% of my focus is on my diet, my exercise and things like that. The main work I do is energetic, because I notice the deeper I go energetically, the healthier I get. The deeper I go energetically, the healthier I get, the more longevity I feel. If you're interested in this and want to be mentored by someone who's been doing it for over 30 years, Taoist practice at least 30 years, right? Indian practice before that, 20 years. So I encourage you to sign up for my new program that starts in January 2024. Every year I evolve it. It's the same program, basically, Getting Spiritually Pregnant. But every year I evolve it, and I'm including more and more now of the Jing profile in the beginning stages, so that people understand what ancestral patterns they've brought in that need to be resolved, right? And I've recently started introducing constitutional conditioning as well, which is really interesting. Anyway, I hope you understand that stem cells are just an embodiment of these deeper Yuan Jing, right? And if we can actually cultivate Yuan Jing by getting spiritually pregnant with our higher self, that will give you the longevity you're seeking. And not only will it give you the longevity, but it will also fulfill the very purpose of your life, So I invite you to consider, if this calls you, I invite you to consider joining my 6-month mentoring program that starts in January 2024. It is the most amazing program. Many students have been through it now. All of those students have become spiritually independent of me, which is always my goal, is to create that embodiment and that sense of spiritual empowerment, because they have that connection to the deeper dimensions. And I'm so proud of that, that is happening, So lots of love, everyone, and hope you enjoyed this little talk on where stem cells come from and how to cultivate them in your life. Thank you.